And good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to the 10th of January in Morning Mindset. I'm your host, Todd. How are you doing today? Well, we passed phase one of Snowmageddon here, and now phase two starts here later. It is one of these things where it is going to be a crazy weather week, and that is for sure. So, welcome, Morning Mindset. When you get in here, this is what I need from you, right? I need to know who you are. I need to know where you're from. I need to know. I need to know what Corey. Okay, so I'm going to start over because then we're going to, and then I'll tell you why I was interrupted. So, morning mindset. This is how live stuff works, people. Like you can do the best planning, but things just happen. Morning mindset. I need to know who you are, where you're from, what's in your cup, and what the weather is like in your area. Here we dealt with snow, heavy, wet snow. I think about 10 inches is what we ended up with. That's what she said. And it was horrible. We live in a cul-de-sac, and there is new plow people. They only plowed half of it. Our trash, it's trash day. We have nowhere to put our trash cans. We called the city yesterday. In fact, most of our neighbors called because they said we can't even turn around right with the way they did things. So trying to deal with that this morning, and then rolling into this week, snowpocalypse is coming this weekend, where they're saying another 10 to 14 inches of light snow, but 50-mile-an-hour winds, so blizzard conditions, followed up by the deep freeze, where single-digit highs, negative lows. We're in for a fun week, people. I'm telling you that the South is looking great. On top of that, I need your 5 things, and we're going to talk about this and why we do this, and here it is, and how we help each other with this. But what are 5 things that you are going to accomplish today? So for us, we have DTF that we need to get done. We have quotes that we need to send out. We have a couple invoices we need to do. I've got meetings today, and then I got to work on some Chat GPT prompts. So those are my 5 things I need to get done today. Now, what are your 5 things that you need to do today? That's what the show is. Morning Mindset. It's all about putting you in that right mindset to set you up for success today. And it's more than just a mindset thing. Like, you can believe something as much as you want, but unless you put in the effort, it's not going to happen. And just because you put in the effort doesn't mean that it is going to happen. As much as I want to play professional baseball, guess what? It's not going to happen. Sometimes you just got to realize that your goals are not going to happen. And the sooner you realize that, the better off you are, because then you can focus your efforts on other things. Sitting, thinking, praying, yeah, this is going to happen. This is going to happen. This is going to happen. There's a point when you have to realize that doing the same thing over and over is the definition of insanity. And if things aren't changing, you need to do something to change that. So it is something that, we need to look at every day. We set our goals. We did a show at the beginning of the year for setting goals, and that was just last week. I felt we got a lot of great response out of it. A lot of people, weren't sure on how to set goals. We were able to bang that out pretty quickly for people. And it's not difficult. It's not difficult to set your goals. There is no right or wrong way to do it. Some people say, you need to follow my method to do it. Others will say, hey, just do something. And I'm with that methodology. Just do something. I don't care what you do. Just do something. Don't sit back and think, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. No, I need you to take action to actually do something today. Get off your ass, put in the work, make something happen. It's just that simple. You don't have to sit back and think and plan and do all this. You don't need 150 steps to do it. You need 1 step, action. That's the end of it. Action. Action creates results, and that's what you need to do. So we're going to talk a little about last night's Tuesday with Todd. I did forget on Monday to talk about what's going on with Xtool, and so I have that on my list today. And some other things that we got going on. So let's check in, see how everybody is doing this fine Wednesday morning. Darren, good morning to you. Barb, Chuck, Renee, Tim, Sarah, and everybody else I missed. Look at Darren; he knows who's going to be here. Sarah, good morning. Darren, Barb, Chuck, Renee, and Tim too. Everybody, thanks. Well, Darren, this is from T-Town, Tim, and Distinctive. How do you know I was even going to be here even early? But hello to both of you, everybody else. 35 in Toledo with Mountain Dew to drink. I got 1 cup of coffee in there. T-Town's got a tint job this morning that I'm doing now. I have a couple of beanies to set up more and Facebook post and try to work on the website for now. Awesome. What are you doing with the website? Are you adding product, adding pictures, changing descriptions? What you got going on there? Sarah, good morning to you. 28 and cloudy, hoping to crush everything today. Let's change that. Let's take out that hope throw it out the GD window because you are going to crush it today. Why? Set your day up. You are going to crush it today, Sarah. Possibility of being closed again Friday with another foot plus snow expected. Yeah, and that's what blizzard conditions, wind, horrible. And it is another 3-day weekend for us. Martin Luther King Day is on Monday. Remember, no shipping. Monday is a holiday, so shipping is going to be, think about that when you're ordering stuff this weekend. But Monday is a holiday, and we're supposed to have like a high of 1 on Monday. It's not good. Tim, you're a beast. So I was counting on it. And you brought it and didn't let us down. See? Love it. Love it. Love it. Brian 26 feels like 18. Snow and ice on the ground back in Missouri. Yeah, that's a reality check, wasn't it? Don't know what all to do yet. You got a lot of stuff going on, and you'll figure it out. I know you will. Jenny, good morning to you. 35 and rainy, the same. Water in the cup. Very, very nice. 35. I would take that. Darren's got 23 and wind chill of 10. Headed to Lawrence for a 10 a.m. meeting. About to do some laser cups for business in bulk. Love that. Make sure to film it. I got to get better about that. Study OSG training tonight. Had to leave Tuesday with Todd last night because I was on a call. Well, you can go back and rewatch it. I'm going to post a couple things in here so that way you can do that. Let's see. Last night's Tuesday with Todd. Where was that? We're going to post that. Oh, nope. See you soon right here. I'm going to post that, so if you missed it, it is in the comments. You can go back and watch it. And if you're watching on Instagram, it's something new we're trying, make sure to let us know that you are watching over there in Instagram land, because it is something new that we're trying on it. But I'll post the comments in there to go to the show, and you're able to do that, because something else that is happening is last night was all about using AI to reach your goals. And it's not as difficult as what you think. You can go to the show right here. So definitely not as difficult as what you think to use AI in it. And it's simple tasks that can help save time and gives you time to work on your goals. Now, with that, afterwards, we gave out a free prompt. So it's a prompt that we use, Bob and myself, and I'm going to post the link to that. So that way you are able to go check that out. All you're going to do is fill out some information, and then that will be promptly, see what I did there? Emailed over to you, so you can go there, get that master prompt that we use for ChatGPT. So if you watched last night's show, tell me, what did you think about last night's show? Was it good? Was it bad? Did it suck? I'm all ears. Everything, you know how I am. I give you guys, I don't sugarcoat shit, right? Like, let's just be honest. I'm going to tell it how it is. I'm going to tell you how ours is. I'm not going to sell you any fake dreams. I'm not going to boast myself up. You guys have seen me, at my super highs. You've seen me at my super lows. You've seen me throughout our business venture. You've seen us, when we've been doing Tuesday with Todd now for 6 years? Is that right? 6 seasons on it? I think that's right. 6 seasons, 5 or 6 years we've been doing Tuesday with Todd. We're now in our 3rd year of morning mindset. You guys have seen, I wouldn't expect you guys to do anything I wouldn't do myself. Right? I tell you what works for us, what doesn't. It's up to you to figure out what works for you. So before you take, all these classes and spend all this money on training, and you go to these conferences and you go to that, the people that you're following, the people that you're doing, just talk to them, have real conversation with them, ask about their successes, ask them about their failures. Will they be open with you and talk more about their failures and their successes? Because that's where I've learned the most from is my failures. I don't have any problem talking to people about that. But if somebody's going to come to me and say, hey, I've got this course that will help you make passive income with real estate. Okay, cool. Show me your results. Well, I'm not doing it. I'm just showing it. Well, if you're not doing it, then I can't see results. So how do I even know this is real? Now, we have a friend of ours who, Tom Rowan, who is he's got a big portfolio of rentals. So if he came out with a course, which I believe he's working on, it totally makes sense. I've seen his progression, seen everything that goes on with it. So I've seen the results. But if I just did one on it, would you believe me? Maybe, because I'm a good talker. You trust me and I've built that relationship. But if it's not something I'm personally doing, I wouldn't expect you to do it. I wouldn't expect you to follow suit with that. So think about that when you have those things. Say, how are you using this in your business? If someone says, hey, we can get you, 100,000 TikTok followers or Instagram or whatever, this is what we can do. And you go to their channels and it's only this, well then, hey, why aren't you using it on yourself? Right? Like, for me, I look at, hey, we're building our stuff. You guys have seen it throughout it. You've seen the ups and downs. You've seen what we're working on, what hasn't, what worked. I know that I can get anybody with a heat press to a 6-figure business. I know because I've done it. I've started in the basement, started in the spare room is where we started. Now we're in the basement. So we made a big leap there. But from the spare bedroom, 400 square foot, 3,500 square foot, 8,000 square foot, COVID, back home, loving it. And you've seen the journey of it. So you know what you're getting with me. And so I just want to make sure everybody knows what they're getting from people before they hop into bed with them. Because one night stands can be brutal and produce kids, and then you're stuck with that person for a while. So it's probably not the greatest analogy, but that's kind of what it is. Let's see. So not sure if anybody's seen, but now I'm a sponsor for the Tinter Battles 24, even though I can't make it there this year's, but you can't guess what I'm making for the competition. It's a secret though. Ooh. Where's Tinter Battles at this year, Tim? And how can we learn more about it? Janessa, good morning to you. I saw you were over on Instagram. What'd you do? Head over here. I saw Instagram where it popped up and said that you joined over there. So that's where I wanted to know. Was it working over there? Because it doesn't, can't really see. If you Facebook user, Facebook and Streamer don't always play nicely together. When that happens, you become FU. But if you head over to fatdadlive.com, that will get you into the YouTube side of things, and then we will be able to see who you are. Renee, good morning to you. Barb, hi, Darren, Sarah, Tim, Chuck, Renee. Darren just posted a short video of what it takes to get up my driveway. Darren, I don't want any of that. I don't want any of the snow. It was heavy, wet snow, and that's the snow I hate the most, the heavy, wet snow, because as it starts to melt, and now with these cold, then we just have ice, and I'm just not down with that at all. Jenny's got her 5 things: finished designs, order designs, chicken deliveries, content for laser engraving, bowling balls. Is that what it is, bowling balls? Laser engraving on bowling balls? That sounds interesting. Tell us more about it. Janessa's got 29, getting ready to make coffee and fill my water cup. Really didn't get any snow this round. That's what I'm hearing. Not much through there. We got it. It was trash. Kathy's checking in. South Carolina, 8 inches of rainfall yesterday. Somebody do the math. What's 8 inches of rainfall equal to snow? Is it a 4-to-1 thing? 4 inches of rain or 4 inches of snow is 1 inch of rain. For some reason, that sticks in my head. Had 8 inches of rain yesterday. Today, sunny with 40-mile-an-hour winds. I'm sick with the flu and trying to get business going this year. Well, Kathy, hopefully you get over the sickness, and if there's anything we can do to help you out, let us know. Ask questions. We're good at helping with those answers. T10, good thing you work from home so you can't call off work. Man, yesterday was rough because, our kids hadn't been to school for like 3 weeks because they had winter break, Christmas break, holiday break, whatever break you want to call it. They were out the Wednesday before Christmas, and they weren't supposed to go back until yesterday. Well, it was an e-learning day, so we have no more snow days. So, our e-learning days, they have their Chromebooks, they're able to work from home, but it still throws everything off because of, schedule, trying to get things done. And then so I did not take any time to partake in any of the fun activities that come along with snow days. So, good times, right? Jerry's got 13 there in mid-Ohio. Chuck says, move to Florida. Chuck, South Carolina, Texas, 2-hour drive from the coast. That's what we're looking at doing, because that way Corey can be to the beach within, a couple hours. And that's the plan. I just got to get one kid on board. Like, every time we go down to Florida, she's just, the ones that she likes visiting, she just doesn't want to move because she's got friends here. Well, you know what? Friends don't pay the bills, and I'm tired of snow. So it needs to go. Same here, Janess. Supposed to hit starting Friday. Yeah, because we've got, 2 inches tomorrow, and then the coming Friday through Saturday, and then bottom drops out. So just horrible. Well, it's been my experience. Separate workplace from home space and a home shop is very important. Yeah, we have ours set up as that, and I treat it no different than any other job. I'm here in the office between 5 and 6 every morning. And depending on the day, earlier in the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I'm here to 5 to 6. Tuesday, we're usually here until 6, 7 o'clock. And then by Friday, I like to make that my light day. I don't try and schedule anything there, so I can take meetings, I can do deliveries, I can do pickups, anything that needs to happen on Friday, and I try and be done by noon on Friday. And then, and just saying being done at noon doesn't mean, okay, I'm not working. It just means I'm not in the office. I'm not doing things here. I can still do social media posting from places. I can still check emails. I can still message with people, but I try and schedule Friday light for emergencies that come up. but I definitely have that here. It's set. And while even though after 5 o'clock, I may still work on some things, answer some messages, answer some texts, talk to some people. For the most part, once 5 o'clock hits, I don't work. I turn it off. And then, last night, Tuesday with Todd, after that, had some nice chili. And we chit chatted some. And then, we found Suits and started watching that. And so, watch a couple episodes of that and then call it a night. So, I still make sure I have that time for me and family, because why are we working if we're not doing that? And Sarah said, yes, set realistic goals and take actions. You need both. 100%. And that was part of, if you haven't done it yet, I'll post it on Friday. But the first Wednesday show of every month here on Morning Mindset, we're talking goals. We have our January goals, our first quarter goals, our yearly goals, and the first Wednesday of every month, we're going to talk about those goals, see where you are in them, see what we can do to help, and what needs to happen to make those goals reachable. How can we help you attain your goals? What can we do as a group to help each other out? And that's the big thing, is hold yourself accountable, take an action. That's what you really need to do. George, good morning to you. How's Mexico treating you? You don't want to come home, dude. It's horrible here. Jerry, tea in the cup, feeding my ravenous dogs. Ooh, are they crazy? Linda, hey there. Good morning, Linda. And if you Facebook user, they have a question. Todd, I have a question. If you were to buy an in-home laser like X2 or Glowforge to just cut acrylic, wood, and engrave, what tool would you recommend? I don't have space for a big laser and need it in my kitchen. Well, I'm partial to the X tool. Acrylic is going to be the big part of it. Acrylic, if you want to cut acrylic, make sure to get the CO laser from the P1. Is it P1 or P2? You want to get that one, because their S1, their diode, will not cut clear acrylic. So if that's something that you're looking at doing, then you'll want to make sure that you do not get the S1. In fact, I have a link, which I'm going to go look. Yes, it's our affiliate link. I'm going to post it in here so you can go learn more information about that, because, hey, why not? And if it's one of those things where when we look at different things, any of your friends that have affiliate links, and I search them out before we buy a lot of things, because I want to support our friends. I want to support those with it, because it doesn't cost me anything extra to use affiliate links of people, but they make a little money off of it. So, always check out those affiliate links that they have. But I would go with that in home. If you don't have a window where it's going to be close by where you can route it out, make sure to get an air purifier, so that way it helps with that. But I would definitely look at the X tool side of things. While support may be a little wonky, which we'll talk about. I'm going to get through comments and then we'll go through my list of things. The groups forum are amazing. It's the same thing with OMTech. Are you OMTech or OMTech? Like ohms. I'm OMTech. OMTech. I don't know. Which one are you? How are we supposed to pronounce that? They're ones that are, the groups are great for support, but the customer service can be a little wonky. And X Tools, like I said, we'll talk about that in a second. Well, I work with a back injury and constant pain, so it's hard to be motivated. Well, it's taking breaks. Well, I'm a fat ass, and I'm not going to say I'm in constant pain, but I sometimes I am. I did something. I was moving a 50-pound bag of sand, and I felt something on my elbow not feel the greatest, and it's tender in that. So, what do we got to do? I got to work through it, right? When I've been sick, I got to work through it. When I had back issues, had to work through it. So there's always something that needs to be worked through. But what you need to do is know your limitations, right? If you know that on back things, you can only sit for so long, don't overdo it. If you can only sit for an hour, sit for 45 minutes. If you have to stand for 45 minutes, or you can only stand for 45 minutes, only stand for half an hour. Take breaks. Make sure you're taking care of yourself, because if you're not healthy and you're not able to do it, then who else is going to do it for you, right? So you need to look out for number one, take care of yourself with it. Linda's got 40 in Central Texas, cold front coming in this weekend. There was the link to go watch last night's show. Here is the link that's the link for last night's show. Here is where you can go and get that prompt. So you can go betterwithmarketing.com/master prompt. Go there, you'll get that free prompt. That's one that we use in, that's their basic master prompt for anything that we do. Now, we are going to have some variations because we've got a lot of prompts that we use in a lot of different situations. We were talking with Bob yesterday. He says, why don't we offer some of those? So we're going to have a couple different ways to do it. We have, I think it's going to be 50 prompts for like $15, 100 prompts for 25, and then you get the entire prompt library for 49, which means anytime we add any new prompts to that library, you're going to get them. So not a bad deal. That we're working on this week, setting things up. That's part of one of my meetings this afternoon today, is setting up products in our system, how to make everything work so it flows seamlessly through that. So I'm pretty excited about that. Jerry, hello all. And Cindy, good morning to you. Drinking a huge lifted energy drink. 5 things. Kip button court. Yeah, you will. Then do machine maintenance on the machines in my studio. Love that. Including sewing machine, 2 embroidery machines, serger, and cover stitch. Cindy's on it today. And Cindy, I need a materials list because we're still on for Tuesday, right? Cindy's going to come in and talk to us about how to make hair bows. It'll be a fun crafternoon that we're going to do next Tuesday at 5 p.m. And we're going to learn how to make hair bows, right? It's going to be that fun one where we're going to do something like that. So she get us the material list. You're able to join along, grab your favorite drink, and let's have some fun. We had a good time with it last month making tree topper bows, the month before making bows for ornaments. We're on the bows kick, so we might as well finish strong and go with the hair bows. And Linda says today is full of meetings at the Chamber of Commerce on the board. Very nice. And photo shoot with high school soccer boys team. Okay, so our boys soccer is fall. Girls soccer is spring. I think that's how it is. Or it's flip-flop. It's weird how they do that for it. Let's see. And Cindy said, I'm also going to get a supply list put together for the bows on Tuesday. See, I just needed to read a little farther. That's all I needed to use. Linda says, I used AI to find a design for a customer, a gator mascot with an afro. See, you're using it. And Darren says, used ChatGPT last night to help create a sales script for doing on-site printing for events. Awesome. And the website, just trying to add a product specifically for the keychain. Awesome. You didn't know, Tim made a video last month on, he's got what do you actually call that machine? Because it does more than just cutting ribbon, but it will cut ribbon, it'll cut webbing, and he makes sublimation keychains with it. And I said, hey, that's a great thing to have because we all can do that with webbing, but not all of us want to sit and cut all that and, seal the edges and do that. And you've got a machine that does it. You should look at doing that in bulk and selling to people. So I think that's what Tim's working on. And I can't wait to make that purchase because it's going to be great. Also putting my catalogs for blanks that I can embed in from websites like Augusta. Awesome. Jeff, good morning to you. Barb, the AI was good. I think like any other tool, it can be useful. Absolutely. I think there's an ugly side of AI and some of it's used for bad or critical reasons. I think that goes for anything, Barb, right? There's 2 sides to every coin. Like, is it going to be used for the greater good or for the greater destruction of things? And that's the way the world works right now. If there's a way that somebody can exploit something for bad, they will do it. So just like anything else, we got to use it with caution. We got to know what we're doing with it. We got to have good intentions with it. And, all of us do have good intentions, but there are ones out there that won't. One night stands are expensive too. Yeah, they are. 100%. Angela says, I watched last night. Well, the last half. I still get overwhelmed with all of these I need. AI, Canva, other stuff. I need steps list. That's a great idea, Angela. A great idea. List of things. I think a lot of it is going to come down to what you feel comfortable doing. Now, Canva, I don't use that for much of design work at all, but where I use that at is creating thumbnails, creating pictures, doing anything visually appealing, that quick template-based things. I'm not using that to make our designs, not using that for DTF, although we have plenty of customers that do. We use that more for on the social media side of things, making things, for the YouTube, making things for Facebook, making things for Instagram, all of that. So that's part of it there. Very robust on that marketing side of it. So that's good. When it comes to design software, that's where it can get really tricky for me, because it's what you're comfortable with. Some people are comfortable with AI. Some people are comfortable, and that's Adobe, not the other one, but Adobe, Photoshop, Design Space, Corel, GIMP, What am I missing? What am I missing? What am I missing? Create, right? Isn't create one? Did I say that one? I feel like I'm missing. I feel like I'm missing the free one for it. There's free one? Inkscape. So there's a lot of different ones you can use. You're going to get all of them do the same basic functions. It's just finding the one that works for you and your budget. So, there's that. There's different scheduling apps that you can use for different things. There's different email apps that you can use for, setting up emails and landing pages and that. And when we started adding up all the things, we are spending close to, $300 a month, all that, different platforms, going through everything. And so that's why when we partnered up with Bob, and hey, it's only $300 and everything is in one platform, and we're able to use so much more, then it really helps us out. And you know what? $300 a month, it saves us a lot for it. Oh, Tinter Battles is in Florida, pretty close to Disneyland. When is Tinter Battles? So in the Orlando area, we have direct flights from here to there. Linda said, I liked it. I signed up for Marshall's newsletter. I can't get logged in, though. I also can't get logged into Midjourney. Reach out to Marshall. He'll take care of you on that. He's got, they said the Midjourney newsletter that he has is going to give you a ton of information on how to use prompts and set them up for things. A lot of stuff with it. And Barb said, I use ChatGPT 4 and AI and Illustrator, and Canva has the AI Magic Studio. Yeah, each one has AI built into it. They're all implementing parts of it, and it's just going to make us all better with it. I clicked it, but then I thought I wouldn't be able to see you, so I came over here. She's talking about Instagram. Well, on Instagram, I see you. See, look, I just clicked over there, and I'm going to go, hey, I can see you. And I'm going to comment on that. So yeah, so see, I can see you and I can see that comment. I'm going to see if that comment comes through on this side, because I don't know if that comment will. So I'm going to look for it. She's going to go check out Instagram, please. Oh, there it is. Marine, prayers for Panama City Beach. Lots of damages, but we were good. Yeah, I did see that. Tornadoes, right? Hey, man, weather is no joke. There's not a whole lot, especially when it comes to things like that. Tornadoes, snowstorms. This is going to sound bad, but at least with hurricanes, you know that they're coming. You can see them in advance. Things can change at the last minute, yes, but you can be somewhat prepared for it. For us with tornadoes, with snowstorms, yeah, we can see a snowstorm coming, but we don't know, or especially in the winter, the springtime. We had a storm come and there was no tornadoes. It was just straight line winds, and that's when it took the tree and put it on the house, and we thought we were safe, and realized that it actually busted its side of the house and the window and put it in, and it ended up being crazy expensive, and that was during COVID and waiting for things. And yeah, weather is no joke there, but I'm glad to hear that you are good. Teach me how to thread a serger, please, Cindy. Well, Cindy is starting up a YouTube. All right, you have a YouTube. You're going to start it up. You're going to start pushing things in it. That is a great video, Cindy. Throw it in there. How to thread a serger, please. And Darren says, lasering bowling balls. Never thought about it. Sounds fun to try. See, that's the great thing, right? Like that, we learn new things. I would have never thought about it, and I know better, because the bowling balls are laser engraved, and it'll have different logos on it. I've seen people's names and all that, and I thought it was engraving, which it probably was, but that's great. And Linda says, I have lasered many things, but not bowling balls. And Linda, you do a lot of sports things, right? So, and you have a laser, and I'm sure there's the bowling team. Maybe that just opened up something new for you. Looks like the Instagram is frozen. Well, that's not good. That's not good. I have you on my screen twice now. Wahoo! See, I can see that, and I can put it on, and now we'll go there. So that's what we're going to see. Google, on average, 13 inches of snow equals 1 inch of rain. Oh, so 13 to 1. So if somebody got 8 inches, let's do the math on that. I'm sure somebody might have done it lower, but if we got 8 inches, 8 times 13 times 13, that would have been 104 inches of snow. Divide that by 12, 8.5 feet of snow. Could you imagine that? Look at that. How many inches of snow equals 1 inch rain? 13. So see, we were all right there. Nearly 50 inches for very dry, powdery snow under certain conditions. Whoa, that's crazy. Chuck, that's the plan when I retire from the department. What did I miss? Did I miss Chuck, Scott? Did I miss Chuck? I think I might have missed Chuck. What did I miss there? Jenny says, we bought an X-Tool F1 to take with us to our on-site tournament shows. We were asked to try bowling ball, and it worked great. We were planning on going to bowling alleys and offering on-site. Oh, that's awesome. I didn't even think about that. That F1 is a pretty slick little guy. You take that and you pair that with the Jackery, the portable power supply that they offer. You can do anything anywhere, right? I thought that was pretty cool. It may or may not be on the list of things I'm going to get this year. Look at that. George is right here. Good morning. Coffee in the cup and hungover. You're hungover and you're enjoying paradise. That's what you're doing. Jenny, that is awesome for the bowling balls. I thought it was pretty slick too. Any thoughts on why the transfer sheet melted last night when I pressed the rhinestones? Temp was 320 for 15 seconds. Take pictures and post them in the group. As far as the transfer sheet, I went back and thought about it. I've never had a transfer sheet melt, provided I used the right thing. Now I have used, it was a tape that was not a transfer material, and I had issues with that, but I have not had rhinestone transfer material melt. So interesting, very interesting. Chuck, I think that's what you got, right? The X-Tool P2 CO2. That's what you got, the P2. And laser to leather. Okay, move to YouTube. I broke my back in February. Really hurt my business and my motivation. Found a hard time overcoming the pain and making myself work. Okay, well, let's talk about it, right? Let's talk about overcoming that pain and making yourself work. How is there a position that you feel more comfortable in? Standing, sitting. Is there a time frame with it? How can we help you help yourself? What can we do to help encourage you to do more? Because I'm not gonna sit here and say that that you're wrong in any of it, but we know plenty of people that have disabilities one way or another, and they're crushing it in their daily life. So what is the main issue that's preventing you from doing it? We just got to get you out of your own head, because we know you can do it, right? You had the business before. You said it really hurt your business doing it. What caused it, and how can we get you back into it? Is there somebody that can do it for you? Maybe bring in an employee. What part of the business can you do? What part of the business you struggling with? We would love to help you through this. Jenny said the bowling ball won't fit in the epilogue. We need to make a riser for bowling balls. My son is going to design one on the 3D printer. Awesome. See, resourceful. I love it. I love it. I love it. And Jerry says that sounds terrible. Laser to leather. Praying for your healing. And Sarah, while mindset can get you in good shape, what sets you apart from the pack is action. 1,000%. Can't just dream about it. You need to put it in constant action. Take action. Be an action taker. Yes, 100%. Get it, Cindy. You totally got this. Yes, she does. Darren said, "Will I get you? I have a list too long to put on here. Every step is a step to your goal, even if it's a baby step. Yep, and 2 steps backwards, but it's still a progress. Hit me up if you need." Man, absolutely. This is what this community is about, helping each other grow. Things that are going to succeed, things that are going to fail. I think we take 1 step forward, and sometimes it's 10 steps back. We still have 0 days. We have days that, things don't go right. We have days where there's $1,000 order that gets messed up and you have to redo it. It's part of doing business, and it's a kick in the balls, but that's part of it. It's not always sunshine and rainbows and success all the way through. There's struggles, there's tears, there's swear words. That's all part of being a business. And anyone that tells you, otherwise, is straight lying to you, because it's not always positive. And you just take that negative and you learn from it. And what can you do to move on from it? T-Town says it's a hot and cold cutter, and you can cut just about everything from Velcro to ribbon, hair bow stuff that you're going to do next Tuesday. So see, man, you could probably start up a whole thing on that and just, pre-cut hair bow stuff. Man, I'm telling you, that machine could be a whole gold mine of just extra stuff. Because even with that, T-Town, just thinking about it, maybe you offer the service. They send you ribbon along with what they need, and they send you a shipping label back, and you load it up and cut it all and put it in there and send it back to them. And you charge a fee to cut each one. Could be a whole other little stream of income for you. Tim, that machine is awesome. I'd love to get one because it looks fun, but smarter is to get it from you. Look at that. Darren's thinking about outsourcing. I love it. And look at that. How do we get a hold of you? See? So what he's working on. He's working on it. We're getting there. By the way, first time listening. Been in the laser engraving business for 5 years. First up, thanks for joining us today. We do this every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. Monday, Wednesday, Friday is all about setting goals for the day, getting us through it. We all have issues. We all have successes. We all have failures. And I want everybody to know that, you're not alone in this. We're in this together, and together we can help each other out. I don't need to get all like wooey and hey, everything's going to be all right, because I don't know that. I don't know if everything's going to be all right. I know that you keep doing until you can do no more. And if it's not getting the results, then you need to change what you're doing. That I do know. We've had, we've made a lot of dumb business decisions over the years. We've made a lot of good ones. We've had a lot of success. We've had a lot of failures. And it's just the reality of a business. An overnight success does not happen overnight. There's usually years and years and years of struggles behind it before something finally hits, and you learn from that. And that's what we can do, is help you with it. Last year, before I invested a lot of money in my business, I was bedridden for 6 months. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. What does the prognosis look like? What are we looking at the future? Like, what can we, starting from now, what can we do to help get you back to where you were? Barb says, I use Canva for the Canva Magic Studio to make all my social media posts for the week. It's awesome, isn't it? In fact, speaking of Canva, in 2 weeks, we've got, so next Tuesday with Todd on Tuesday, we've got Cindy in, and we're talking hair bows for Crafternoon. And then this Tuesday after that, we've got Sarah in here. And Sarah and I are going to do a joint one on Canva, creating mockups in Canva. And then I'm going to do creating a mockup in Corel Draw. So I'm going to show you something that I do, and then I'm going to give you, that. We're going to take the strings out. I don't have strings in here because I took them out of a hoodie, and then I will send that file to whoever wants to get there. GIMP is great free software for designing. Yeah, it is. Weekend of April 19th. Oh, that's coming up. It's April is going to be DEX Chicago is in April, I believe so. And I believe it might even be that weekend. I need to check and see. Oh, Darren sent Tim a messenger. Where'd he go? I did a logo for a customer yesterday and used Canva to give them a cool background to post on their Facebook. Just something extra I did for a friend and the customer. See, just thinking, and how many minutes did that take you to do? Let's say maybe 5, but they were super appreciative of it. So you did a little extra for them. Augusta and Badger. I did not see that Augusta and Badger merged yesterday. So now that whole line is together. I wonder what they're going to do with some of that stuff. And I did see that ChatGPT added Dolly recently. The world of AI is ever changing. No bowling teams at my school. I did not think of that. Lots of baseball bats and duck call bands. See, I didn't think about either one of those. So that totally makes sense. A laser, and I wonder. I've got something I'm thinking about doing. My T-Towns, I did secure my yearly wrestling event. Awesome, where I press shirts on demand. Need to work on designs. Something else to bring this year. That's February 18th, and that's good money. Well, Tim, I don't know what you have available to do, but you can make the keychains and lanyards. Is that something that you're able to do? You already have it. Linda says, I have a small epilogue, but it's still over 100 pounds. Yeah, they are. I haven't taken it to event yet, but want to. Just moving it is not ideal. So, Linda, what I had seen somebody do is they had one of the rolly carts. It was a 2x4 cart, and they'd taken off the regular casters on it, and they put like the beefy off-road wheels on it for casters. And then they just mounted everything to that, so they can roll it up in their trailer, and then they can roll it back in their shop. So that could be an option as well. I run a UV laser, best investment I've ever made. I am envious of you in that UV laser. That is for sure. So see, maybe even something like that, where maybe you're not able to do a whole lot now, but can you, when you're able to, make some videos and stuff, show it off. If there's a particular product that you're able to do, that you can do a bunch of them in a short amount of time, so you're not putting as much stress on your body, start showing those off. That way you can generate more sales. Take videos of it. People love seeing that type of stuff. Jerry says, I will post this transfer sheet melted version in the group. Does anyone here have any suggestions on success in printing rhinestones? I haven't had any issues. 325, 15 seconds. I'm not 100% sure. And then peel and then repress. So I am not sure. Oh, Darren Darren's jealous of the UV. Darren's like me. We think we need to have one of everything and two of some things. Jenny, Linda, get the Xtool F1 and the power pack, and you'll be good to go. We put it in the stacking toolboxes, and it goes well. It draws people in. In fact, I even think for that, Jenny, that they have a whole carrying system for that now, right? A wheelie cart that they have it all in there. And Darren saying, welcome to Laser to Leather, which, remember, hey, this is how we grow the group. Help share, make sure that you're hitting the subscribe button and liking and sharing, because that will help everybody out. Tim, please go live from that event. I'd love to see how you run it and how crazy it gets. I love seeing live on press things. In fact, Brian's done it a few times, and it's always cool to see it. Brian, I like Badger stuff too. Wonder if they'll save some of their products. I don't know. I haven't. Like I said, I'm just hearing this, so I'm gonna have to go learn about them. Darren's switching to his phone so he can watch on his way to Lawrence. Very nice. Dinley Park. DAX Tinley Park, April 19th to the 20th, 2024. So that is the same weekend of that as the Tent Ballers, which, if you're going to be in the Chicago area for DAX, hey, let's meet up. We'll probably do something in the hotel lobby bar, the hotel bar, on that Friday night. So we will be there in April for DAX. There are bands that play duck calls. That does not surprise me. It doesn't. I've gotten chairs of support. I've got medical procedure that will get everything fixed. I'm getting that scored away. I have a mobile setup UV Gallo laser, and as name suggests, a lot of leather patches. All right, so that's what we need to do, right? We just need to have you show that, and because with those and that, you can bang them out pretty quick, right? So then you just set up things and do in batches. I see a lot of, especially anything that can be on demand. I've seen people do it with laser work. I've seen people do it with DTG, where they'll go live and they'll have 5 or 10 designs or whatever to pick from, and this is what we're selling during this live, and they show it off, talk about the material, talk about things with that, and get some sales that way. So maybe an option there. Linda, remind me later. I'll show you what I have press on. Might help with your epilogue. Very nice. Show it off. Laser Leather, what's your name and where are you located? Welcome to the group. Love it. And T-Town said, I posted a wrap video last year on my YouTube channel when I recorded stuff. It did come out very well. Did post a video. Awesome. And Sarah says, I'll be at DAX Chicago. I'm looking forward to meeting up with everyone. Me too. It'll be a year. Darren, I'd be curious to see your setup too. Post it in the group, right? Janessa will be in London for DAX this year. The World Traveler will be in London. Raina, late to the party, 39 in SoCal. Brr. And with that, I'm caught up on comments. So now I can kind of go through my list of things. So, one of my goals for this month was to get the Xtool S1 completely set up. That meant getting the riser base on it. That meant getting the conveyor working for it. That meant getting the rotary attachment working for it. So, this weekend I took the time to put the riser on it and conveyor belt. Or conveyor system. So I go to put the riser on it, and none of the damn screws they're not long enough. And I'm like, I'm looking at everything. I'm like, I can be frustrated and I can be out of touch sometimes, but I know how, a screw that is supposed to be this long and it's not this long, that there's an issue with it. So I went with it, and it just couldn't make anything work. But then I'm like, okay, well, it's sitting on the base. Let's just see what happens. And it says that there's an error in the 3 screws needed on the left-hand side need to be in. Fine. Menards is around the corner. I went over to see what Menards has for metric, because everything is metric. They are M3, and they had alloy ones M3, and I needed 120 and 5/16s. So I got those, came back, attached it all, everything was mounted up, still didn't work. So I knew I was going to, so then it got me thinking, because of the button head ones with it and they're stainless steel. I'm like, I bet that's it, that it needs to make the connection. The alloy ones are not making the connection. Problem with that, Menards doesn't carry that. So this is Monday. I looked on Amazon and I can get the whole set of stuff, with everything that I need. And it would have be delivered today. It was like $10. I'm like, okay, worst case, I can order that. It's here in 2 days. Reached out to Xtool, and since they're opposite in China, we go back and forth. They asked for everything that I needed. So they're being really cool about it. Hey, let it, send pictures of this, what you got, serial number and that, and we'll send you new stuff. And I said, hey, I don't need new stuff sent, because what I ended up doing was going to Lowe's. I went to Lowe's because I looked online. Of course, they have it, or said they had it. So I get to Lowe's, and I pull it up on my phone, and it's like bay 16 or aisle 16, bay 8. And I'm going there and I cannot find it. And I'm looking and I'm looking and I'm like, where the hell is this at? Because they only said that there was two of them. So I'm like, I bet they're sold. I'm not doing it. And so there just happened to be somebody walking by and they like, can I help you find something? I'm like, sure. I said, this is what I'm looking for. And so we were looking at it and I'm like, huh, I don't even see a spot for it. We started going through it. Yeah. So for whatever reason, the Lowe's pulled up that I was looking at was based out of Wisconsin. So that's why it wasn't where it needed to be. We changed it, and sure enough, 5 bays down, that's what I needed for it. So we got the stainless steel screws. They didn't have the button top ones, and so that was my fear, is maybe it's something to do with that. But I thought, hey, it's not making the connection that it needed to. So I got the stainless steel hardware. I got some of the washers, put it all together. Boom, it is working. So we got the riser base to make sure that it knew it was there, so it was able to do that. I don't think we're having any issues, but I haven't had a whole lot of testing with it, because with that, while I was at Menards, I picked up some wood that I need to order MDF from somewhere, because nobody has it here for what I need in 1/8 inch or 1/4 inch. And so I tried some of their plywood, and the problem with what I needed to cut was that it wasn't with it going in and out of that conveyor, because it was bigger than the spot there, and that's what I was trying to test out for. Everything cut that looked like it cut beautifully. Then I flipped it over, and there's a lot of voids. Stupid glue and stupid plywood caused some stupid issues. So I wasted up 2 pieces because it didn't cut all the way through, and I couldn't set it up exactly where it needs to be because it's on that conveyor system. So what I need to do is I'm just gonna lower the power and the speed, and I'm going to have to do 2 passes on it, because there's something that I want to make and I want to use, and I've got the wood here, so I might as well just burn through it to make the signs that I want. But it's just a learning thing with it. So we think we have that down. The next step will be the rotary, and one of my goals for this month was to have all that set up, and it looks like we are going to have that accomplished, which, especially if this is going to be a 3-day weekend with things coming up, we're going to be there for it. So even though Monday is a holiday, we'll do morning mindset. We'll get some stuff going. So we'll see that plays out. But Xtool is really cool about it. I said, hey, here's the issue with it. Customer support, it's usually, between 2 and I think it's been 2 to 3 each night. They've sent me a message on, here's what we need from you. And I'm like, cool. Well, when I told them, well, no, I don't worry about it. I already, I went to the local hardware store, and they're like, well, take pictures of the receipt and send that to us too. So it almost sounds like, are they going to try and give me credit back for that? So I will keep you updated. The problem is I got to remember to do it because I'm working. So why would I put it in there? It just, it was a learning experience for sure, because I'm like, why isn't this happening, or what is going on with it? And then learn that there's some connections there and they need to be hit. And when you actually look at the troubleshooting that they give you, the base that they're showing, I think that video is it's not for the S1, because the bottom of it looks completely different and it doesn't match up. So I also let them know that, and it was a good thing to figure out and go with it. So that was Xtool. Now let me catch back up on the rest of things and see where we were. Jerry, how fun to Janessa for being over in London. I see too. Yay, Sarah. Boo, Janessa. Hi, Renee. Yeah, look at that. Jenny will be at DAX Chicago. So like I said, that night, Friday night in the bar, we need to get there for it. Look at that. My YouTube channel is UV Tutoring. Love it, love it, love it. Everybody make sure to go check that out. Subscribe there. Hey, Renee from Rena. And Maureen said, sorry, hate to take a call, need to rewatch. Absolutely. We do this every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. If you're on replay, make sure to put in their team replay. This phone is ringing off the hook. Good thing. That's right. That is a good thing. Sub to your channel. Love it, love it, love it. Oh, Rye's here, so we can start over. Perfect, Rye. Let's start over. Good morning, everyone. So going through our stuff, like I said, we've been doing this YouTube thing for 5 years. We've been doing Tuesday with Todd for 5 years. Yeah, 5 years of Tuesday with Todd, our 3rd year of Morning Mindset. So we're not going anywhere. We've had a lot of cringy, crappy videos, and we just keep pushing through it. We keep doing it, and that's what I ask of you. Just keep doing it, keep making things work, because that's the only thing you can do, right? And some things just don't work. So when do you decide that it's time to give up on that dream, right? That's on you. Nobody can make that decision for you. How passionate are you about it? The more passionate you're about something, the more that you will put into it, the more that you will make it work. If you're not passionate about something, you're just not going to do it. And that's just the dead honest truth. If you're not passionate about it, you're not going to do it. You're just going to put it on here and just go with it. So if you're passionate about it, do it. If you're not, don't. But you're the one that can make that decision. Just like you're the one who makes the decision on what you're going to do every day. They said I do a list of 5. Here's 5 things that I'm going to accomplish every day. We've got our goals for the month. We've got our goals for the year sitting right here. So that way I know this is the stuff I need to work on, because there's so many things that come in that things can get wonky. Like you're not sure on what you're doing. You need to keep track of it, especially being a solopreneur, having less than 5 employees. I'd say even having less than 10 employees, you're still really involved in the business, in the production side of things. You're still in the trenches there. And you want to get out. You should get out. You need to work on other things, but it's hard for you to do. And getting those systems in place will help you do that. It'll help you bring in people to help take over the workload that you need. Now, for us, do we need to have a 7-figure business? 7-figure business to me means that I've got to have more employees. And that's something I'm not prepared to take on at this point in time. And why is that? Because once I get an employee, I'm going to be more worried about them than myself. I want to make sure that I have hours for them. I want to make sure that they're getting paid. They have a family, they have bills, they have everything taken care of, and I'll go without before they do. So I just want to make sure that we're good on that. The other thing is, that's constant workflow. You've got to stay up on it. That's why a lot of what we're looking at doing in 24 is creating those partnerships with people. Are there people that we can work with, or we can offer things to them that they can turn and sell? And there's things that they offer that we can purchase from them and turn around and sell. Tim over there with his magic cutter, is there things that he's going to be able to have that we're like, hey, we can offer this up. We can do this. We can do more of these because, we're taking that labor part out of it because they're pre-done. Is there somebody that has something that we don't, that we're able to work with and partner with? Even though we do wide format printing, so signs, banners, decals, you name it, we can do it. There's times when we have a local person that we work with that we have them do it. We don't have the time for it or the bandwidth to do it. So one of the other things could be especially material. There's things in vinyl that can cost, $1,000 to $2,000 for the roll, and I can't justify that for a one-time job. But if I can reach out to a couple of my print partners, and if somebody has it in stock, and they can just print it for me, and I then can turn around and do an upsell on it, yeah, we're going to do it. So I try and never say no to a job, but at the same time, I make sure to take a job that we can complete and do. I love how YouTube does it. Just got the notification like 15 minutes ago. I love how it does it. Curtis, good morning to you. And Renee says, I remember both of the first shows. First one's Dax for us. Oh no, our first show. Oh my God. I remember we had some lively shows back then. Because on that, for a lot of people didn't know that, we were big on the sublimation side of things. We were an admin in a group. And, we took that group from when I got in there, it was just a couple thousand. And when I was relinquished of my duties ever so gracefully, which turned out to be one of the best things that happened to me, there was 40,000 strong in it. So there's a lot of people getting out or getting in that, wanted to know that business side of things, and my background being very business oriented, I've managed businesses since I was a teenager. And so, I knew how numbers worked. I knew how to make things profitable. I kind of have a knack for that and talking out and make it easy for people to understand. And it was something that I could help people do. And it just grew from there. And then, when we started going through what, is after COVID, and I said, hey, we need to do something to stay a little more active on it. And this came about, and it was just kind of like our morning chit chats. And then Travis came in and we should name it. He goes, you should name it Morning Mindset. You're getting me in the right mindset for the day. And that's where Morning Mindset came from. So it's what, we do it 3 times a week. Somebody mentioned, hey, what do you think about doing, a podcast style one where it goes there? And so that's what we're looking at too, is how can we turn this into a podcast to just, download the audio from it and put it in places. So that's that's also on the list of things to do for the year. So we're constantly evolving, constantly try to move things. That's why rebranding it all over Crafting to Cash, because that's what we want to do. And to help, take your crafting to cash. Everybody has a craft that they do, and at the end of the day, it's all the same thing. Do work, get paid. That's what we all want, right? We want to do work, we want to get paid. Variables in there. Are you pricing for profit? It's not a dirty word, folks. Like, profit is not a dirty word. You need to make money. If you're not making money, then don't do it. So, we're making sure that we have that. We have systems in place to be able to help with that. How are you doing it? What do you not know how to do? So there's a lot of things that we do to help those, who want to help themselves. And that's what we're really excited to do. I remember that old group. It was fun, right? It was fun. More money, more problems. Absolutely. And, sometimes you don't need, $1 million. Look at what would really make you happy. Could you survive off $25,000? Could you survive off $50,000? Could you survive off 100,000, 250,000, 500,000, $1 million? Figure out what you could survive off of. COVID taught me one thing for sure, and that was we went bare bones on a lot of stuff because it was like we don't know. Nobody knew what was going to happen. Nobody knew what was going on. And we just know if we needed to survive, there's things we needed to cut out. And we went bare bones on things so that way we could thrive in a downturn market and then turn around and, stay and keep going and going and going. And we've kept with that, where there's things that do we want to take on or not take on? When you take on new equipment, there could be equipment payments or investments. When you take on a new place, there's, the cost on the business and something to think about on a lot of people looking at, if you're looking at getting a retail storefront, there's more things involved than just, the rent of the place. Let's say the rent's $1,000. Well, look at everything that comes along with that. How much is internet going to be? Because you need internet, right? You need lights and gas. Is that included or something you got to do? Is trash included? Is water included? What about maintenance? If something happens to the heating and air, are you on the hook for it? How are all these things played out? So, you really have to look at it and see what's going to work best for you. And for us this year, like I said, we're working on partnerships with people to not only help us grow our business, but to help them grow theirs. But what I really want to focus on content this year. I really want to get in there and produce more content, help more people. And how are we going to do that? Well, we're producing more videos. Our 3-month goal was 1 video a week. So that's what we're setting up a plan for that. And, to have our private members group open where in there we can share a lot more. Here's our marketing stuff. Here's all the prompts that we're using. Here's everything that we're working on. How can we help grow your business? So it's going to be in that private members group, and it's only going to be $20 a month. So, I think the amount of value that you're going to get from that is going to be ridiculous. We kind of had a test run on something yesterday where we had some co-op space, and that's what Bob and I did yesterday afternoon, where we were both working on stuff, and it was just an open Zoom room. Here, I'm working on this. What are you working on? Here's this. Okay, let's work on it, and then we're there if anybody needs anything. So that's, to me, I think, going to be a big part of it. I remember meeting you, Corey, and Pilar at the Denver show. That show was a riot because that was the one that somebody called me out for being too positive. I've been called a lot of things in my life, like a lot of things. I'd never had anybody be so shitty to me for being positive. It was such a, did that just happen? Did I really just hear that? It was a very unique experience, but one that I will never forget. And I got a lot of fun gifts from that Denver show too. I have a strategic partner in Louisiana. He has a trophy shop. We trade work back and forth, and it works great. That's awesome. Having those partnerships that can allow you to grow your business without growing your labor expense, those are what everybody needs more of. Jerry says, I remember when most of the broadcasts and then said Todd saying, and then saying he wished to not say, so much. I do say, still not as much, but I'm getting better. I'm getting better at making my notes. I'm getting better at putting things out here. And so I try my best at it, and I try not to say, So what do you do? So this is from Facebook user. Remember, Facebook and StreamYard always play nice. When that happens, head over to fatdadlive.com. Head over there, and then we'll be able to see who you are. But let's get back into the comments and see if that said. So what do you do when you charge $20 to make a shirt, to make shirts for someone, but they ask you to do a shirt that they found on Etsy? Yeah, I can do it, but for not $8.99, they're doing it for an Etsy. I don't do it. $25. $25 for my shirt. This is what you want for it. You want to order off Etsy? That's fine. I mean, I can't go to McDonald's and say, listen, like Big Mac meal, really? $8? Like it should be 4 because that's what it was. And now instead of you having employees, you have kiosks for me to order my stuff in. So I'm doing part of the job. So, can you give me that? No. If they don't want to pay my prices, then that's fine. We have, with our pricing, we are not the most expensive, but we are damn sure not the cheapest. I have found by not being the cheapest, it filters out a lot of the bullshit. So it filters out a lot of the problems of people expecting more than what they should get, especially at those price points. We can have somebody that we can do a $5,000 order from. They're like, yep, just do it. You have somebody that you're doing a $50 order from, and you're spending 4 hours going back and forth with them. So you pick and choose your battles, and that's a battle that I don't choose to fight. Here's our prices with it. Here's what you want it at $9. I'm going to need 100 shirts. So that's how we do it there. Curtis says, looking at DAX Kansas City, only 25 vendors signed up. And the DAX shows aren't the biggest. The Chicago one is the biggest of the bunch. Chicago, Kansas City, then Minnesota, because Minnesota is out there. But if it's the only show in your area, go to it. Anytime it comes to shows, I try not to use the who is there, but what kind of information get from it. So how's the training? Is there classes that I want to take? That's what I look at first. Is there vendors that I need to see? So if there's a vendor I really need to see and they're there, okay. But the most important thing to me is the networking. How can I talk with other people, make those connections? What can I do to better educate myself and educate others? A big part of us is talking with other vendors. That's how we got into it with Caesar. Hey, we got into a conversation, and next thing you know, Caesar reached out. They're like, hey, we want to send you some product to use and show off. Absolutely. That's how we got into it with Stalls. Like Josh, I've been following Josh and his career since he was just a sales guy, 15, 16 years ago. So, we made those connections with it. Same thing with StarCraft. That was at a DAX show, made the connection and worked on some things with them. Same thing with JP Plus. There's ways to do it. And we talk with a lot of people, and I'm always open to any kind of partnerships. I'm always open to any kind of sponsorships. Not all are a good fit. And that's where that exploratory side of it comes out to see what works for us and our business. But I'm never going to pitch anything to you guys that I don't personally use or approve of, because it could be something where, let's say on the embroidery side, I don't know anything about it, but talking with people in the industry, if we have a consensus that this is a good product, good something to use, and I'm able to offer some advice or something to somebody with it, then we're going to use it. Yeah, Denver was an experience for sure. Denver was a wild experience. That I will say that for sure. And Laser Leather, AU StreamYard, and it works great for multiple people. That's what we're on right now. We're broadcasting on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram right now. So I use StreamYard all the time for it. That talking to the direct camera is a bugger bear. No facial expressions or cues from a camera. Yeah, and it's tough for me because where I have my monitors and things set up right here, and then I have my camera right here, but like the comments are reading over here. When I have to look at the screen, I'm over here. When I'm reading it, it's down here. So I try to stay and keep eye contact, but it can be tough with it. Rena's right there. I don't fight that price battle any longer, and it's crazy how well it's worked out money-wise. Right, Rena? Because fight, especially on those low-end ones, like we've all been there. We've all been there on that $25 shirt that we've spent 4 hours with somebody going back and forth, email, text messages, there's calls, mock-ups, move this here, move that there. It's just not worth it. Like, here's what it is for it. This is what we need, and that's what we push it at. And I'm good with that. And Darren says, I'll be at DAX KC. Hit me up if anyone will be there. Well, that's what we'll do is we'll start up in the group, DAX KC, DAX Minnesota, DAX Chicago. We'll start up for threads for each one of them. Darren, I'm going to make you be in charge of Denver or of Kansas City because you said that you're going to be there. So we'll start it up. Darren will be there. Hey, go check him out. You guys set up a meetup for it. Yep, I am right there. I'm not interested in a fight to the bottom in pricing. I don't want the rat race to the bottom. I want to make profit and I want to win. And that's how we can do it. All right, we went really long today, but going through my list of stuff. Last night's Tuesday Todd, everybody's got the information, the links to that. I'll make sure that they're in the groups. We talked X tool support and that riser base. Talked about doing what works for you. We talked about questioning the results of those that are trying to tell you to do something. We talked about, hey, we've been doing this 5 years. We're still not the greatest at it. Like we still work on this every week that we do it. Even their third year of morning mindset, where it's not really super structured, but we have our things to do. We're continuous with it. At the end of this, I need you to, believe in yourself that you have the power to do what you need to do. But at the same time, you need to take action for it. And that's what I hope that you got from this, is that you took action and you are able to get something done today. So with that, we will be back Friday morning mindset. We do this every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So make sure to like, subscribe, share. That sharing is caring. It's free and it does help keep the lights and mics on. So we appreciate that for you. Darren loves it. I say appreciate. Peace, love, press on. We will see you guys next time.